Hey, we're back. Um, so that one went a little over 10 minutes. Sorry, I got talking. Um, I fixed my hat. I thought I had a sweat stain on the bill, but here it was a piece of thread. Um, so if that white thing on my hat was scaring you, as for it being a stain, it wasn't. It was just. Um, one of those thread things. Um, Next up in our cavalcade of questions, we have strawberry sunrises. Um, I put down your questions even though I've developed an allergy to strawberries, but you're probably the only strawberry that. Uh-oh. You're probably the only strawberry I'm not allergic to. I can't touch them this summer. Um, my my mom wanted me to bring some margarita mix and some other ingredients to make um, her some strawberry daiquiri or margaritas at our at a church function, non-alcoholic, mind you. So I'm touching the strawberries to put them in, and then about a half hour after, my hands just they're all swollen out and with blisters on them. It was awful. Now I smell strawberries. I sometimes go into asthma attacks. I just can't be around them. But you're cool. What are your top 5 movies? Uh, uh, The Godfather, which that's part of how I got my name on Xanga. Um, Also, a movie that is about me, Godfather of Green Bay. It's out there. Um, it's about me. Um, this one, Fight Club. Uh, that's a good group too. Um, I also really like 300. Um, Pretty awesome movie, and I always secretly wish I could get cut and defined, but I'm sporting a big old beer gut. Looking at my movies to see. Oh, come on! What other fifth movie could I add? Um, Lua, help me. Oh, Wizard of Oz, because I like to watch that um, with uh, the Dark Side of the Moon or without. Uh, do any of the older Zangans remember when once a year they aired Wizard of Oz, and it was like a national holiday? I just remember every time they aired that, it's like everything shut down. I mean, other channels they didn't air things up against the Wizard of Oz. That was before cable really took off, but I remember that so fondly and watching Wizard of Oz every year with my family. 5 favorite books, probably go Fight Club, because Chuck Palahniuk, he is such a great author. Um, I don't know, it's hard to recommend books by him because so many have different themes, and uh, they might be labeled offensive, but I really love his stuff. Um, Another book, The Phantom Toll Booth. I never read that until I got into teaching, and I taught that to my students, and it was just the greatest book, greatest experience teaching. I also taught Where the Red Fern Grows. That was another great book. Um, and when we get to the end, everybody in class, we were all crying. Um, Other books. I, I really liked, gosh, I can't think of the name. Holden Caulfield, Catcher in the Rye. But don't think I'm going to go out and murder anybody now. It's at 5. Um, I know my least favorite book that I have had to teach was Wind in the Willows. I just loathe that. And it was part of the curriculum, so I had to teach it. Music, probably Pink Floyd would be number 1. I was somebody asked me on Tumblr today about the first ever concert I went to. I was 8 years old and I saw The Wall at Camp Randall in Madison, and that was such an incredible experience for me being an 8-year-old. Nirvana, they might have been the first band that I really got into. Weezer, they were another one of those first bands that I got into. That's 3. I'd probably have to say Pearl Jam. I know there's a lot of hate for Pearl Jam, but I dig their stuff, and I dig their messages behind their songs. And that was another, when their first album 10 came out, I remember I had never heard of, I didn't hear them because I just wasn't into music, and I heard somebody say the lead singer's name, and I thought they said Eddie Valner instead of Eddie Vedder. And so I was talking to this girl trying to impress her. Yeah, I really like what Eddie Valner is singing in this song. I was such a dope. Another artist, this is so tough. I could say Brother Ali or the Jayhawks or Cloud Cult to represent my love for the Minneapolis music scene. Throw in Prince there, or maybe I say the Beastie Boys because I like them. Pantera holds a special place in my heart because when I was in football, that's always what we listened to before games. So, or then there's also the Mountain Goats or Squirrel Nut Zippers. There are a few others. For family reasons, I'm saying that. Your next question is, you are standing at a crossway and you see 5 people on your right and 2 on your left. They are both about to get hit by a car. You have to choose which group to save. Which would it be and why? I'd probably say the 5 because 5 are more than 2. Maybe I'm being too simple in that. But yeah, 5 is greater than 2. Kel's Bella asks, what would you cook for me were I to meet you in Wisconsin? Cheese curds, although I wouldn't cook them. I'd buy them at a cheese factory. Then maybe we could have some brats and sauerkraut, and people are probably going to say, oh boy, you have such an accent when you say brats and sauerkraut. I was originally planning on doing this whole post in an accent of the Hutterites from TV, but I decided against it. Then maybe we'd have to wash it all down with some spotted cow and something else. I can't think right now about food because I've been nibbling on Red Hots all night. Appius asked, is it or isn't it the Mormons? It's Kolob. Kolob. And Cora Imparo asks, how do you take your PB&J sandwiches? This may sound heretical, but I don't really like them. I had to grow out of eating them when I started teaching them because I had students with peanut allergies that if they even smelled the peanut, I'd have to stab them in the heart with an EpiPen. So if I eat them, I put peanut butter on both pieces of bread and then slap some jelly on one and call it a day. Moses or Pharaoh, from the movie Charlton Heston or Yul Brynner. I had to go with Moses because Moshe was quite a great Jew. If you were a kitchen utensil, what would you be? Probably a garlic press, because 6 things I love about garlic. A garlic press, or a spoon. I'm not good at being sexual. I'm just not. Make your best sheep noise. This is my sheep impersonation. Gee, I'm going to recommend this post because everybody else has recommended this post. And I'm going to recommend this comment because everybody else has recommended this comment. Boy, I should friend this person on Xanga because everybody else has. And everybody else says this person is the greatest. That was my impersonation of a Xanga sheep. Jeez, I done talk too much. The drink was water. The hat is the Corpus Christi Hooks minor league baseball team. And Lua is staring intently at my water after I set it down. And have a good night.